10 years ago today, Bismarck set a record for the most snow in one day. The mid-April 2013 blizzard was certainly memorable, and meteorologist Jacob Morse brings back some of those memories with this report.
17.3 inches in one day. It still stands as the record for the most snow on any calendar date in Bismarck's record-keeping history, which dates back to 1886. The November 10th storm from last year came close, but the 2013 blizzard remains at the top. To achieve a record like this, snowfall rates were 1 to 2 inches per hour.
It started sometime after midnight, sometime in the early morning hours, and by 10 a.m. they already had 8 inches, and I think by 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon they were already at a foot. So it came down heavy and continuously.
Like many of our biggest snowstorms, this one was a Colorado low.
So I remember watching this storm system set up and had a little different track than maybe some of our classic Colorado lows, but also the epicenter of all of the lift, meteorologically speaking, with this storm was going to be centered right over Bismarck. And we could see that for many days in advance. And sure enough, that's what happened, delivered the big snowstorm to Bismarck.
It's a storm that our chief meteorologist remembers well.
I remember it well like it was yesterday. I can't believe it's been 10 years already, but a very heavy, wet snow. My kids were little, and I remember walking down the middle of our street to get to the main thoroughfare. No traffic in sight. It was a true blizzard. I was in my heyday. I thought it was a lot of fun, but it was before I owned a snowblower, so a lot of back-breaking work went into that storm.
The storm hit on a Sunday, reducing some impacts, but I-94 was still closed statewide. Peak wind gusts of 37 miles per hour were just enough to classify it as a blizzard. But the snow didn't stick around for long after the storm.
Being in mid-April, it melted fairly quickly. I remember the robins were kind of looking for food, during that storm. And a couple days later, we had bare ground again. So it really soaked in quickly.
In fact, by late April 2013, 81 degrees was what Bismarck reached. So rapid melting process. That moisture did soak into the soil.
And that moisture helped to decrease the amount of severe drought in the state from 25% to just 2% and set up a relatively drought-free summer 2013 statewide. All thanks to a snowstorm to remember.
But it still ranks up there as a top 5 for me because of the snow rate and just how much we got.
It stands out in my mind as one of the bigger April snowstorms actually on record in the Northern Plains.
In Bismarck, I'm Jacob Morse reporting for your news leader.
Now, the storm held the record for the largest April snow event in Bismarck's history until that was broken by our 2022 April blizzard. So in April, anything can happen.
It really can, right?